Have you slipped and slopped but have no idea what to do next? Wait until you hear about hats. The Akubra is Australia's second most iconic headwear after Ned Kelly's bucket hat. And now Akubra has a new ad.
The thing with an Akubra, right? If I took this off right now, look, I don't have hat hair. The shape of a cowboy hat is the most important part of being a genuine cowgirl.
Am I too old for hats? Akubra is headed for the big smoke with massive outdoor campaigns, a shop in the airport so you can get one for your Toblerone, and now even women can wear hats thanks to a woman's only Akubra called My First Rodeo. Ye her. Sadly, they rejected my idea for an Akubra. I wore this to my first and last rodeo. Jasmine, do you buy this hat trick?
The strategy is exceptional for a brand that is known for utility and a male brand as such. So they're trying to get into fashion. What sits behind that is a pop culture movement that is fascinating. So a couple of years ago, Yellowstone popped up. And the entire world started getting obsessed with certain characters of the show, but also started buying cowboy boots, cowboy hats. And the people from Akubra are going, we want to cash in on that, which is smart. If you then look at who sits behind Akubra, you will find that it's Tatarang. Tatarang is owned by a man that knows something about making money. That's Twiggy Forrest. He also owns R.M. Williams, so this is R.M. Williams' playbook. So we're now selling to an audience that is influenced by fashion. They live in socials, they're on TikTok, and they would spend $200 to $400 on an item that they believe is good quality, and that's what they're going for. So it's a complete repositioning, totally new audience, and I think strategically it makes a lot of sense. From an executional point of view, it's pretty pedestrian. They didn't go fully into, they didn't commit. Yeah. That's the problem. So when you go for a campaign, you go for a repositioning, you have to commit. And they thought we'd go a little bit fashion, and then we put some product features into it. I mean, hat hair? Yeah. Is this a thing? That's what they chose to talk about. They are Akubra, they talk about hat hair. So they kind of were trying to do a couple of things, and therefore it doesn't really seem to land. So that's a bit of a shame, really.
It is such a mess, don't you think? It's both really pedestrian and 90s, this idea that we'll be fashion and current, and then it's a bit more white Australia policy. Like, it's so beige in terms of its execution. And we talk about the powers of influencers, then find authentic connections. Like, the links are so tenuous. I think one of them actually has grown up on a cattle farm. They've actually just chosen the most basic entry-level idea of fashion. Yeah. And that's the bit that's a real miss for me. And then even just in terms of the execution, I actually feel like they did some of the talent a disservice, because if you actually listen, there's one where Bambi Northwood, the model, they do a voice to camera and she makes absolutely no sense. And I feel like she wasn't given the clear messaging. Like, is it about sun safety? Is it about quality? To your point, it's like, what is the story that you want to tell about this legacy brand for the next 50 years? And I'd love to see an Akubra on every head in Australia. I actually think it is an iconic product.
I definitely would not want to see that.
Well, I think it's a really hard product to pull off. It's really hard for this brand to get into mainstream fashion in a way that maybe other technical brands haven't had such a hard time with. Like R.M. Williams, you fundamentally do need shoes to get around, and you do need, insulation for a North Face. Realistically, you don't have to wear a hat, despite what slip slops up all of those public service announcements have. You don't need to wear a hat. And in the city, really, it's going to be really annoying to have an Akubra. If it's a bit windy, it's falling off. It's a really strong look to pull off. And I think it has so many values imbued in that. It's a lifestyle choice. So I think you have to have a level of affinity and confidence to be able to pull that off. And that's a very different proposition to fast fashion and micro trends, which cycle through these things faster than an Akubra would even get made. It takes 6 weeks for an Akubra to get made. So that, we've moved on in terms of fashion for them before they even get the hat.
The Akubra might be under the influence of internationally known models, but there's one man who's been modelling the Akubra for years.
You know, we're sick and tired of you people. You go running around the dry as a bone, you know, with a Akubra hat on, Akubra hat on, Akubra hat on.
This week we are going state against state as the New South Wales and Victorian graduates of the award school program take on a pitch to convince Aussies that employers should be allowed to contact employees at all times. Here's the first pitch.
We're the most connected we've ever been, yet somehow the most disconnected.
What if the connection we want to ignore the most is actually the one we can count on? Here's our pitch.
1 in 4 Australians suffer from loneliness. Thankfully, there's one person that will always need you. Someone desperate for your time, your attention, your opinions. Weeknights, weekends. Someone who just gets you. Someone like your boss. Real connection works overtime. Embrace access all hours.
Well, you've convinced me. Here's our next pitch.
Our approach is based off the insight that family is always going to be there.
But our favourite work colleagues might not be as permanent.
Hey, Rachel.
Hey! How'd the meeting go?
Yep, it went really well.
Quick, Rach, she's walking.
Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Let's talk first steps. Next steps.
Family is forever. Work is only temporary. Don't miss a moment with your colleagues.
You've convinced me, but what will our panel think? Todd, which of the two did you prefer?
They were both great.
Yeah.
I wish I could vote for both of them, but the rug pull in this second one did it for me.
Jess?
Yeah, 2 for me as well.
What about you, Cam?
Oh, I'm torn because I agree. Likewise, both phenomenal spots. The scripting is really beautiful. I think maybe just to balance it out because I think they're brilliant. Number 1.
Jazz?
For me, the first one felt way too real, and that's why I'm going with it.
Okay. I feel like that's a good result. It's a tie. Congratulations, Award School New South Wales and Award School Victoria. We will deliver your trophy like this.